Good morning and welcome. Welcome to my live stream Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. And it's a warm welcome because I know that you've encountered a government entity that I call the Child Protection Systems. It's a government entity that's supposed to protect our children from neglect and abuse and do family reunification. And it's found in every county in every state. It's also found worldwide. I've talked to over 22 countries and all 50 states in the U.S., including the District of Columbia. That's 1,500 people, and I've been doing this since October 2023. That's 18 months. And I amassed a lot of knowledge from you all, sharing your CPS cases. Now, I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving father. I've raised 6 children, 3 older ones and 3 younger ones. And I have 42 years of marriage experience and a lot of life experiences. Fighting CPS is hard. It really is, because you don't know whether there's good ones and bad ones. Now, I'm not saying all of CPS is corrupt. Right now, the government, through DOJ, is investigating social services, and they, in turn, handle the child protection systems. Now, in 1962, Congress enacted a law that directed social services to take care of our children and keep them safe from neglect and abuse and do family reunification. So in turn, they've created a child protection system. Now, that may have different names, like in California, just in like 2 counties next to each other. The Los Angeles County is called Department of Children and Family Services. Next door, the Orange County, which I was involved with, I've been fighting them for 15 years. They're called the Child Protection Services. But if you go to Prescott, Arizona, it's the Department of Children's Services. Or if you go to Richmond, Kentucky, it's the Cabinet. So instead of sitting here trying to figure out what name to call it, I just say CPS, the Child Protection Systems. So when I say CPS, I mean DCFS or CPS. I mean all of them throughout the United States and the world. And I welcome everybody to this room. This is an international live stream, and if you have internet, you can hear me. And also, this is what's called the interactive live stream, meaning there's things you can do in this live stream. And one of them right now is to do emojis. I see that right now. We have a thumbs up. And I want to thank Red Mina Costas. Thank you so much for a thumbs up there. You can take notes, listen, and further, you can also text me a message on here. Now, there is 7 rooms from Facebook. You found me on Facebook, Fighting CPS, that channel into the YouTube channel that I'm broadcasting on. I use the StreamYard application. Now, to text a message, such as a comment or a question, it should pertain to CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, and then your state. And if you're from outside the United States, put down your country. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from beginning to where you're at. Now, if you want to come on my show and be a part of my live stream, you can be a guest. And to be a guest, all you have to do is email my show producer, grace@vincentwdavis.com. Now, I'm on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then on the weekends, which is tomorrow, I'm on at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Now, 7 days a week, I'm on at 7 o'clock at night. 7 o'clock at night. All the shows are 1 hour, and it's all the West Coast time of California. It's Pacific Standard Time. So you just tell Grace, when you email her, I want to be on Bob's morning show on Saturday, or evening show on Friday, or Wednesday night show, or Tuesday morning show. That's all you have to do. And then she'll send you a link to get on StreamYard. And if you get knocked off, use that link again. It's good for that live stream. And that's all there is to it. And then you can talk about your case. A lot of you want to talk. And sometimes when I have my phone up to call, I can only take one person at a time on the phone call. But on the guest, I can take up to 9 of you. With me makes 10. And we can all talk and exchange notes and ideas and so forth. Also, I've found this room has become a family to a lot of people looking for support. I have a very lovely lady in Africa, Kita, who has actually called in, country code 27, and told me about her horrible case. And in England, I have another lady, country code 44, that is also called in. So bad she was in her garage talking. But whatever the case is, I'm here to listen, understand, and help you. Now, as I say, I've gathered a lot of information. I have my own case. I, too, was hurt by CPS. They stole my 3 children. They weren't in danger. They took them from school. They lied. They're not transparent. I tried to fight them with emails, with honesty, but they didn't care. They're also revengeful because one of my child, they took revenge on. Why? The social worker who I had didn't have completed high school. No training, no formal education to speak of. Was making decisions on our family's life. She was in her early 20s. And at that time, I was 65. And I certainly knew about how to raise a family because I have 3 older children that have families of their own and they're contributing to society. So I must have done something right. But she committed perjury while under oath in court. And she was so embarrassed when I had hired my attorney, Vincent W. Davis, who I talked to about in a moment, flushed her out, and she lied about the parents that wanted to adopt my daughter, actually my wife's sister and husband, that they were good parents and they had no domestic violence. Instead, they did. And he read reports after reports after reports. She was so embarrassed, she went running from the room, the courtroom. But she told us that she'd retaliate, that you'll never see your daughter again. And this is a classic example of revenge by a social worker. She had my daughter, who was 12 at the time, and buffaloed her to divorce her mom and dad, to change her name completely. And she had a beautiful middle name, Honolulu, which is a lovely place in Kauai, because she's my beautiful daughter. Anyway, her birth certificate was sealed. She was told to do that. She got a new birth certificate, put her foster parents on it. Got a second Social Security card, so she was double dipping from Social Security from her retirement plan. You see, when you're older in life, you can have assistance with children. They just give you more of your Social Security dollar to help with the kids because they realize that older people having children late in life is a struggle because you're usually at your retirement thing. And unfortunately, I had a disaster, a terrible disaster. You know, after working for 45 years, I was laid off through no fault of my own at the age of 60. Anyway, that started kind of a domino effect in my life where my life just started crumbling. When you lose a job, it's one of the hardest things you can experience, especially when it's no fault of your own. There was nothing wrong that I did. The only sad part was the state of California needed money. They're going bankrupt in 2010, just like the city of Detroit, Michigan was going bankrupt. So the governor created some financial something that was illegal. But anyway, I had been awarded uh, millions of dollars of contract work to do work for the state of California construction, roads and highways. And there were public funds, and I was awarded them. And they said, no, you're not getting those public funds because we're going to write you an IOU. Well, that's illegal. I tried to take the IOU and get a credit line with the banks, but the banks were still being hit by what happened to them in 2007 because they had given out so many predatory loans and the loans were defaulting and so forth. Because when you give a predatory loan to a person that can't really afford that loan, it's very misleading. And that's why it's called a predatory loan. They jack up the income behind the scenes. They doctorate the work. And the reason why is one of the lenders, Countrywide, who's now folded, gave their employees extra bonus every time they refinanced or every time they financed. This is all about money. In fact, that's what CPS is all about money. It's $1 trillion business. And it's really, really, really hard to fight them. They have no scruples. They're not transparent. And they got tons of money. Billions of dollars is shipped from the federal government, the U.S. Treasury, the federal government, to the county. And in turn, to the state. And then the state in turn gives the money to the county. Millions. I know that my 3 kids, each of them, the local CPS was getting $20,000 per child per month. That's $60,000. And for special needs, it's $10,000 to $20,000. And on top of that, if they get adopted, they get a bonus. President Bill Clinton signed the law, the incentive law, in 1994 that promoted adoption through foster care over family reunification because family reunification took too long. That's sad. That's sad. Because studies have shown that the best parents are the biological parents. The biological mother and father are the best to raise children. So if they have hiccups, they can be corrected through parenting classes, through programs. Like domestic violence is a 52-week program. Maybe they have a drug problem. They can get drug rehab. But they should, at all costs, try to put the children with the parents. They don't do that. In fact, for over 100 years, they were taking Indian children and not returning them to the families. So they've passed an act in 1978 called the ICWA, the Indian Child Welfare Act, which said that CPS must recognize Indian children. So if they're registered with a tribe or could be registered with one of the 548 federal recognized tribes, then they could be a part of the tribe, and they're supposed to turn those children over to the tribe on the reservation, and the reservation would do the family reunification. They're the ones that know how to take care of their own. So CPS has got away with a lot. They're getting away with it every day as they speak. There's the case of what I call the pink ladies. 8 social workers, female social workers, that worked over in Prescott, Arizona for the Department of Children's Services, which is the CPS entity there, bought pink t-shirts, not because they're interested in supporting breast cancer awareness. They had their own agenda. And on the front of the t-shirt, they had stenciled professional child kidnappers. And on the back, as they walked past you, it said, "Parents, do you know where your children are at?" That was so sad and so wrong. But what made it worse is they paraded around in front of all the big retail giants, the Costco's, the Walmarts, the Targets, Best Buys, Penny's, Sears. With that message, and that sent a really negative message to parents. They called in, and those 8 workers, along with the social director, I should say the CPS director, were fired. Together, they had over 35 years of experience. So that hurts the department. They're left with one person to handle the investigation and the, following up with over the thousands of cases of CPS. CPS is a big thing. Don't let it fool you. It's a powerful organization. But I'm hoping right now, through the investigation of social service, they investigate CPS and correct the problems or what's going on in there and so forth. I was just checking on messages, see somebody wanted to call in there. Um, Furthermore, I'm going to put my phone number up because that's another way you can interact. All you do is call 626-698-0990. And you can ask any question pertaining to CPS. I'll try to help you. Now, I know CPS must be a hard thing for you, so I understand. I understand what you're going through. It's hard to talk about. It's hard to relive it, especially if it's over. Mine was a really tough problem. Um, So when you call that number, 626-698-0990, you'll reach me and you'll be able to talk about your case. One thing nice about phone calling in or being a guest, you're entitled to a free 15-minute private Zoom consultation with one of the leading attorneys that fights CPS. His name is Vincent W. Davis. I spoke to you about him earlier. He has founded this live stream, and the number of his office is 888-888-6582. And there you can find the schedule of live streams, when I'll be on, when Vincent Davis will be on, and other people that do the live stream. Also, you can get books and materials. And if you want to retain Mr. Davis, he's available. They'll set you up a time to talk to him, and he'll go over how much his retainer is. Just to give you an example, for LA County, his retainer is $5,000. That's LA County, California. And his hourly rate is $500 an hour. And that's for Mr. Davis. Now, he has 39 years of fighting CPS. He is well trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. He knows CPS. He knows how to navigate. He knows how to fight. He's a fighter. He's also a trial attorney. And he once was a foster kid himself, so he knows about the foster care system. Now, another good thing about him is that when your case is over, he can do civil lawsuits. He's done numerous lawsuits against CPS, won millions of dollars. When your case is closed, he can do that. And he will work other states, not just only in California. I mean, in California, he'll go LA County, Orange County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County. He'll go up north to Kern County. He'll go up to San Francisco. He'll go south to San Diego. And he'll go to other states. The only difference between where he's at in Arcadia in the Los Angeles area of California is that there's no per diem to speak of, meaning if he goes Northern California or Southern California or out of state, there's the cost of ground transportation or airfare transportation. And then there's the food in the hotel. They all are part of the retainer because, it takes money to fly from LA to Oklahoma or to Michigan or to Pennsylvania, wherever the case may be. And he needs a car to drive from the airport to the hotel to the court, and back to the hotel, depending on how many days your case is going on. You also need a place to stay, so he's fresh every day in court, and he'll need food. Because right now, if he goes out of state or Northern or Southern California, he doesn't have those necessities as he has by working out in Arcadia, California. But he's the best there is. I hired him. I should have hired him right away because I probably would have got my daughter back. But I waited too late. I waited for almost a year because I thought with a court-appointed attorney or me fighting behind the scenes it would work. But no, it doesn't work at all. Now, it's kind of slow this morning. We have some people in the room, and I appreciate you're here listening. I don't know if you're one of my family members or not. In fact, looks like someone may have. Oh, there you guys are. There is Kelly, and she's from Chicago, Illinois, and she's on yesterday. There's Justice, who's on every day. He has many different names, so today he's Justice. And supposedly he's hired Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis is helping him with his CPS case. Leica from South Africa, just talking about you this morning to my people here. Like is a nice lady, the beautiful lady that had a heart-wrenching story about her daughter and how CPS has abused her in South Africa. And she calls in for reassurance and to see how things are going. And I'm so glad to hear from you. And how's it going now, Leica? And um, okay. Well, I was looking at my phone. Sorry that, Justice, but we got to be positive in here and uh, and not so demanding. I have a lot of people I'm trying to help here, and Leica, who's from South Africa, you can call. Leica, I'd love to hear an update from you. Please call. Leica's from South Africa and has a really great case there. Um, Good morning, my show producer, Grace. She's on this morning, so that sounds great. And um, we have right now 3 people. I have 5 people in the room, but 3 of them are texting, and I'm glad that you are texting. Now, the topics this morning, does anybody have anything before I get into some latest news about CPS? Does anyone have anything they'd like to talk about? Oh, boy. Now, I have been talking about the largest overhaul in child welfare system in more than 15 years. The reform includes more support for kinship care, which is really good because not only is a mother and father important in the family, also the grandparents, the brothers, the sisters, they're important. And the aging out of youth. Too many cases of children lost in CPS that are 19, 18, 19 years old. There's a lady in Georgia, and that lady in Georgia had a son that was held in Texas, and he wanted to get out at 18. He's a special needs son, and he wanted to come in there and um, help um, his needs, and she wants to adopt him. But they kept him. He wasn't able to break free until he was 19 years old. So, with that latest news they're talking about is when a child turns 18, they can go home to the parents. But if they don't have a home to go to, the child protection system will still support them. Also, the last thing that is really important is brought to is the separation of families due to poverty. You know, right now with expenses so high with food and housing and gas, everything else, it's hard. It's hard on limited income. Now, yes, wages have gone up in some places, but not across the board. I think the federal wages is still at $7 an hour. But in California, you can start working McDonald's for $22 an hour. So I don't know where the equation is comes in there, but um, I think that's important to know. I think that's really important to know. Now, um, with this news, make sure I don't have anything. You won't be long. Okay, I'll give you up to date. My phone's ready for you to call, Leica. Please call. That sounds great. Let's see what it further. Another thing about poverty is already the way people are labeled when they have a disaster, like the fires in LA or the fires on the East Coast or the hurricanes that came through, the flooding and so forth. When someone loses their home, CPS marches in to try to take the children away because the parents aren't providing a home for them. Now that's wrong. That's wrong, and that's being corrected. That's wrong, being corrected. In fact, I wish FEMA would get a hold of the National Guard and fly in RVs and mobile homes into the areas that people have lost their homes. Reason why I'm saying that, in the fire areas in LA, there's all these driveways. They can be cleared off. You can set an RV or a mobile home there, and you can do all the hookups because the gas, the water, the electricity, and the communications are there. They just need to be rewired and hooked up to the temporary housing. Meanwhile, the family can stay there close to home while they're rebuilding their home. Otherwise, it's ridiculous for them to be put up in a hotel at $300 a night. That's very expensive. And there's so many mobile homes, so many RVs out there. They could fly them in with the helicopters, the big Sikorsky helicopters, and drop them in. That could be also true on the East Coast in North Carolina, in the rural areas. Yes, rivers have washed the homes away, but there may be flat spots near where they're at or utilities there. They could do the same thing. But just because you lost your home, you should not have your children taken away. And they're doing it a lot lately. Now, in Missouri, child welfare has a new focus on safety. They want to emphasize safety. And we have a man in here named Travis. I think he's called something blue on his YouTube page. But anyway, he's from Kansas City, Jersey, and he's in all the time. Now, before Missouri's new child welfare leader even printed out business card, she made stickers, a lot of them, centered on safety, they read. And these stickers, Sarah Smith says, reminds her of an underlying question that drives her as she begins her tenure running the children's division in agency where she first started working nearly 20 years ago. It's like, how do we embed safety into every aspect of our work? Smith said in an interview with the Star last week after her first full month as the CD director. That's the Children's Division director. There is definitely room for improvement for Children's Division and looking at safety. So they're earmarking on safety. Smith focuses on safety comes after nearly 3 years of previous leader transforming the system in one that prioritized keeping families together. Some advocates voiced concern at that time that a narrow focus on family preservation may have sacrificed safety in some cases. All right, we have Leica calling in. Good morning. This is the live stream with Bob Pace. Is this Leica?
Hello, Uncle Bob. Yes, dit is Lika. a lot of people say Laika, but actually you pronounce it Lika, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter here. Yeah, I seem to have been infiltrated by people that I have no idea why they're doing what they're doing right now, but someone is trying to sabotage me and make things that are not true. So I have no idea. Yeah.
Explain to me, explain to me a bit.
I've had two people come in, Lee and Justice, that are now. I thought Justice. See, my problem is I have this guy called Yashur or Yashu. I'm not pronouncing his name right. He supposedly has hired Mr. Davis as his attorney, and he'll come in my room and he'll talk every other expression. He'll write in 20, 30 expressions and distracting. It's all about praying, all about the Lord, which is good, but it's also very distracting. I've asked him to not do it, so I've deleted the comments yesterday night, and I guess now he's come in with his name again, and he's trying to do the same thing, and now he's creating different names. Someone has learned how to create different YouTube names. I'm in this room with, I hope, get respect out there from people. This is a very hard subject to talk about. We don't need to air out the differences and so forth. So if
we absolutely don't need this, not one of us.
No, and it distracts it. I apologize for that. That's why my show producer is in here. She's watching and she's looking, and so I've had some unusual things happen in my room. I had one time where my show was halfway done and it was turned off. I have no idea. And then all of my Crystal Salazar messages were deleted. I don't know who deleted them and why that happened, but I was able to get back on. It was a struggle, but I was able to get back on.
Since when did this start to happen, Uncle Bob?
Well, it started today because last night I deleted a lot of Justice messages because it didn't pertain to CPS. And I think this morning he has a goal of trying to disrupt my live stream. And I don't know why he's doing that, but they're making allegations that my head is down, I'm sleeping, I'm snoring, and I'm not awake. And right now I'm very much awake, and I've done this now for 18 months, and it is hard. There have been times that I have been tired, especially if no one talks, and it's really hard. I do apologize in the past, but I'm very, very, very aware and very, very good at doing things. I've been asked to redirect my show to talk about news objects, and that's what I was doing, news topics. So I am talking about latest news topics and says so much about other cases, my own case, or about my rules. So I'm trying to work with the parameters of this live stream. But like anything else, there are people that come on and I think that they have alternative motives out there and they find pleasure in disrupting a live stream. I just think they're bad people as there are with CPS. Go ahead, Laika.
Yes, I agree with you absolutely, Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
I talk a lot I'm a lot on Ario Over the Top channel also, who deals with the abuse of narcissistic abuse. And time and again, he gets attacked on his channel. It happens. But Alicia Breeze, she gets it on her channel during her live streams. This is now somebody that I would say, it's one of the CP and the members. I would say it is.
Yeah, they do this.
Know, but it's somebody that tries to distract you. It's somebody to make you negative, and they have no idea what you have went through in your life and what you give from yourself and how hard it is. Uncle Bob, you're not over the wall.
All right.
But you're not 22 anymore. And people should have respect for that.
Yeah, well, I'm 75 years old, and in my life, I have a lot of life experiences I can help. I have firsthand experience of fighting CPS. I work for a great attorney, Vincent W. Davis, and I promote him and his work. And it is hard. It is hard.
It is. It is.
So let's.
You are most active on your channel than I have seen on the channels that I have seen. I'm not
Okay.
a very technology person and very social media, but I've never seen someone so active on his channel than you, Uncle Bob.
Well, thank you very much.
So,
But let's see if we can talk about your latest, where you're at in your CPS case.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Something out of the blue happened, and which makes it very difficult. I was getting my child back. She was wrongfully taken from me. That
Okay.
has even been proven. So I'm leaving it there.
Okay.
Then on last year February, then December they said that I'm going to get her back on the 14th of January. Now certain people you know who made sure that didn't happen.
Oh boy.
I was like, for 2 weeks, it felt like I was somewhere which I didn't even know, sitting in my room on my bed. But I cried so much that, yeah, it did. Okay, and then I basically won the case. All that the judge needed was the two last reports of the CPS women that must do a report on the last 2 visits with my child. And I know those visits were perfect. All our visits were perfect. We run around. I climb in trees with her. I do everything. Okay. So she made sure that I don't get my job on the 14th by lying, false accusations.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then something else happened.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought that she must be placed now, last year already, it's been 8 months, by a family member to get her out of a house, you know, that kind of houses, which she doesn't belong in. So I thought and I paid. I don't care what I have to do as long as it is not a sin. I will do anything in my power to pay and to fight for my child to come home and to get her out of that house. And so I did. I want that. And you must excuse my English. I'm Afrikaans, but
No, you speak good English. That's good English. That's good English.
English is not that good. Then she was placed by family. Now, Uncle Bob, that specific family, is now working against me. Can you believe it?
Oh no.
Because why? Here is the reason. Since we were little, there were issues. You know about it.
Yes.
I have mentioned it before, but I don't want to mention like on the spot who the person is. Now they are, because I had differences with my mother last year, and for the past 3 years my mother has cancer. She died this year, February the 8th. So last year she wouldn't believe when I told her what is this person doing behind her back. Because she didn't want to believe me, there were times that I went out of my mind. She hurt me so much that there were things said that I didn't mean. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay? Now my child is being used to get back at me. Yeah.
Yep.
And this family member, which is married, the husband and the wife are working against me and with.
That's sad about what families do, you know. That's sad.
Yeah. No, that's very sad. That's very, very, very sad. Because, yeah, than last year. I will admit it. I'm a brutal, honest person. I'm brutally honest. I did disrespect her. But it was like I was forced into it because this is my child.
Right.
And when I try to tell her to help me, she will just say, we'll never do something like that.
Right.
And I'm on the point of losing her, losing my child, and he's doing that. And then my mother said, no, you will never do that. You know, it's just...
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. You just need to just go slowly.
Yeah, but there's nothing really that I can do now. Like when I phone my child at night, they always left her to speak to me alone. They can be with, I don't mind her walking in the house, but since my mother died and she went, I know she went to heaven. I know it. She was very near to God. Doesn't matter how people lied to her and how she hurt me, she wasn't aware. So since she died, now they are sitting with my child in the room while I'm speaking to her.
Oh no.
Last night I found my child 7 o'clock and we were praying together. In the middle of the prayer, the one started laughing like, something like that. But I know how that person sounds in its family.
Yeah.
They even whisper things in the background to tell her when I'm asking a question, to tell her what to answer. And every time when I hear the whisper, her little eyes frighteningly looks to always the same side, where this person is sitting. Because I ask a question, then she looks first to what that person is going to say, and then I hear the whisper. Oh no, Uncle Paul, this is very bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is very bad. I basically won the case. I just got over the mountain. And now I have to find family. And I can't.
Yeah. And
because
what? Yeah.
He hates me since childhood.
Have you ever? Would he ever sit down with you and?
Oh, many times. I was always the one. People will say, "Okay, why does he hate you?" Very good question.
Okay.
I would always first forgive him and sort things out because I love him, family. But I don't know. Some things I can do, and then he could never do it. It's just like I'm the big sister, and I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how. But I can't believe my own mere blood family does this.
Yeah.
So I'm fighting another battle now.
Family, which is they should be supportive of you, not attacking you.
Absolutely. They know who I am and what I am. I've got my mistakes. I've got a very strong personality. I've got a temper, but not in an unhealthy way. Towards my child, no, I'm like jelly when it comes to my child. People have even told me that, listen, you must be a little bit, more strict to her. Because she's my soft spot. I got her when I was pregnant when I was 38, and I got her when I was 39, almost 40. So she's all I have. She's my everything, and now my own brother.
Wow.
The day on my mother's bed, the day she died, he phoned me. He did phone me before that, and I was told like she died. My brother did that, and then she was never dead. She never died. Can you believe that? It scratched me out mentally. Okay, now the third time, now she really died now the third time. I mean, so he said to me, now you're going to learn who I am. Now I'm going to show you. When must you be in court again with your daughter, with your case? I'll be there. I'll make sure you lose your daughter. Uncle Bob, I just put down the phone.
Wow.
This is straight from the devil.
Well, a similar thing that's happening to you is happening to me right on the show. I had to delete this guy, actually ban this guy named Lee, who I don't know why he's taken on the bandwagon to talk about I'm sabotaged his soul by sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I'm wide awake.
I wonder if it's not maybe my brother.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
wonder.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. This guy, the thing is, there has been guys over the past 18 months. There's been a total of maybe, it could be the same guy. There's some guys or girls that like to go onto a live stream show and write in false things in here. Now, I'm taking my time to work on this show. And I dedicated my time to this. And,
you don't need all this stuff.
you know, and so there's sometimes that people get jealous of one another, just like your family. And just like in my family, I have, you know, a lot of family members that are not with me right now, all because of CPS.
Oh, so you have it too. You know how it feels.
Yes. So I know how it feels because, you know, being in CPS, you have a stigma of CPS.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I had to ban that person from this room, but he's disrupting the show. I can't concentrate. I can't concentrate on you talking when he's sitting there bad mouthing another person. You know, you should never bad mouth a person till you walk in their moccasins. It's an old native Indian saying, is that you never walk in somebody's moccasins or shoes unless you've walked in them yourself. You don't know where that person's been or see. We have so many CPS cases of families that are interfering and not helping the family that's in need. I mean, just because someone make a mistake, and all of us are not perfect, and if it's a mistake on a parent behavior or how to discipline a child or whatnot, it can be corrected through parenting classes, through programs. And that should be attempted here.
I've done that already.
I have a girl from Ventura who's named Cruel on the YouTube. Her name is Felicia, and she's in Ventura, California. And right now, her brother is attacking her in her home and trying to get her evicted from her home with her mother. Now, her mother now has been taken. She doesn't know where. And her mailbox has been sabotaged. Her mail has been in there. So I know what it is about other people interfering with other people. So I do apologize. If, for
you
instance,
don't have to, Uncle Bob. I understand.
if you were waiting for me to respond to you or in a positive way, I was reading what this person writes. So what I had to do is that this person named Lee or Justice, I've had to delete or ban from the room. I'm one of these people very rarely, but this has happened to me before. So
can you give me all the information that because I have a connection that is totally legal.
Right. No, the guy that called in, he's banned. Lee is banned from the room because he started going off on 3 messages. And so his messages are erased and he's banned from the room. And so right now the room is down to 2 people. I think you're one of them. And the other one is Kelly. Kelly's from Chicago, Illinois. Kelly, if you can hear me, did you see what I'm talking about that was on the messages here? Hello. Now, I have problems right now. Welcome, Wishful Television. Do you have a first name and where are you from, Wishful Television? After I get done with Leica, you can call in. But right now, Leica is from South Africa and she's talking about her case. Could you call back tomorrow morning or tomorrow or tonight? How about tonight, Wishful? Where are you from, Wishful Television? Okay, you're from North Carolina. All right. Have you been on before, Leah? Have you been on before, Leah? Yeah, tonight. You call me back tonight at 7 p.m. and that will be 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 10 p.m. Your time. 10 p.m. your time. 10 p.m. your time. And I'm glad that you have called in. I had a disruptor in my room and I had to take care of it. Okay, I'm glad you did, Leah. I'm glad you did. So I'm being very happy to talk to you. All right, Leica, we got about 5 minutes left here. So this family member is disrupting you and making your life more worse than it really is. And what kind of solution do you think we could do with this? How can we make this family member go?
Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
There's a solution. There's a solution that actually fell from heaven into my lap.
All right.
But this I cannot discuss. I cannot discuss this on social media. It's straight out of heaven. I would like to discuss this in private because I cannot discuss it even with nobody else. But it's a golden opportunity, and this is my ticket.
Right. Okay.
So maybe after the show, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Enough said. Uncle Bob, you need to handle the show further. I said I won't be long tonight, but I've got a friend here that moved in with me, and she's strengthening me.
Good.
God is strengthening me.
Good.
Firstly, and then I've got a friend here, and Uncle Bob, she makes it so much better for me.
All right.
So much better.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
okay. Love you all.
I love you, Leica, and
Bob.
thank you for sharing your story. Don't give up. I'm here twice a day, so I'm only a phone call away.
Yeah.
So I'm here behind you.
Yes.
I will try to offer you ideas. Sometimes going for a walk, getting a breath of fresh air, or doing something to make you happy. Watch a movie, eat something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that helps. That helps sometimes because I get discouraged too. I get so discouraged because I have a small job. I have a small job where I'm making Bangladesh wages. And it's been over 2 weeks since I've been not paid. And the person's trying to pay me hasn't paid me yet. And I have bills that are overdue and I need food for my family. So I'm in bad shape myself. But I am trying to work. I am trying to be very, very hard at what I do. So thank you very, very much for being here with me and understanding. And good luck with your case and God bless you.
Okay. Thank you, God.
Right.
Uncle Bob and God bless you.
Right. A warm hug. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was a heartwarming conversation with Leica from South Africa. She's had a horrible case and now family members are not helping out at all. A lot of you call in for support. I know that Wishful Television, who is Leah from North Carolina, is going to call in tonight. I look forward to talking to her tonight. And again, I want to thank all the people in this room, Wishful Thanking and Leica. Thank you very, very much for being part of my live stream. And Kelly Fisher from Chicago, Illinois. I can't forget you. All right, so we've had Chicago, Illinois. we've had South Africa, and we've had North Carolina. That's a nice round of people. So with that being said, I want to say God bless you all. Keep fighting for your children. Do not stop fighting. And I will see you tonight. This is Bob Pace signing off.